First blood is underway here at Arrowhead. And it turns 1 and 2. Cody King will lead us. Thompson and Fry side by side for the second spot. Here comes Young and Keeter for the fourth position. Through turns 3 and 4, give lap number 1 to Cody King. King back into turns 1 and 2, showing the way with Thompson second. Fry third, Keeter fourth, Young now back to fifth. Here comes the 4 machine of Kenson Martin. Started back in 9th. He's already up to the 6th spot. He's going to be flanked by the 22D of Dalton Ragsdale. Started 11th, runs 7th. 2 in the books, 18 to go as the first caution flag flies. That's a 19 of Josh Magnuson going around down the back straightaway. We'll fire off turns 3 and 4 and back to green in your B-Mod feature event. Pretty good start there for Keeter. He'll take the 3rd spot away from Fry. He's not done. Look to the inside of Smith down the back straightaway for 2nd. As the 4 machine starting to march his way through the field as well. Young way up the racetrack. That's going to cost him wholesale ground. He'll lose 3 positions. That's down by 3 in the books. 17 to go, and a battle starting to brew out front. Fry and Smith side by side for the 3rd spot. Here comes the 52 of Mitch Keeter. 3-4 wide back through the pack. 4 in the books, 16 to go. And your B-Mod feature event. Got one slow down the front straight away. Another one with him. That's going to be Holzkamper. And I believe Lindell in the infield. We stay green for the time being. Is another one off the pace. I believe that is the 21K of Kevin Sester, and that will bring out the caution flag. So Holzkamper into the infield in the 40X machine, the 21. Leave of Kevin Sester into the infield as well. King will set the pace, fire off turns 3 and 4. We're back underway in your B-Mod feature event. Good start once again for Ragsdale. He looks for 4th around Fry. He'll have it. Here comes Mitch Keeter for the lead. Out of back stretch side by side. King going to try to hit his marks. Hold off the 52 of Keeter. 5 down, 15 to go. Still a long race left in this one. Ragsdale now looks to the inside of Smith for the 3rd spot. Dalton Ragsdale, man on the move. Ragsdale started 11th. He's up 8 positions in 6 laps of this one. Not sure what they did from the heat race to the feature event, but they have found some dig in the 22D machine as Dalton Ragsdale sets his sights on Mitch Keeter for the 2nd spot. Cody King continues to show the way. Still side by side back through the field. Right now your top 5 pretty well single file. A 4-car length separate your top 2 of Cody King and Mitch Keeter. Thompson now has made his way up to the 5th spot. That's the 42T of Matt Thompson, who started back in 10th. Fry has fallen back to 6th. Smith started back in 2nd. Has fallen back to 4th. As we mentioned, Ragsdale from 11th to 3rd. Here comes Mitch Keeter. Keeter rolled off from the 5th spot in this one slow down the backstretch. That's the 3-car as the caution flag will fly. As that caution out for Mason Martin in the 3. Came up slow out of turn number 2, unable to get it down to the bottom of the speedway. And driver starting in the top 5, the Y23 of Ethan Young, going to pull to the infield. His night is over as well. Green flag back out. We're back underway in this one. Not near as good of a start for Keeter as last time. Cody King will lead him down the back straight away. Ragsdale still sits back there 3rd, Smith in 4th. Mitch Keeter needs a couple of laps to really get consistent. Catching him's one thing, passing may be another. Down the back straightaway, 3-car length separate your top 2. Ragsdale, pretty good restart for him. He's closed back on the back bumper of Keeter. 12 laps complete, 8 laps to go in this one, just past the halfway point. Fry and Thompson go side by side for the 5th spot. Fry faded early in this one. He's starting to march his way back toward the front. 4-car breakaway at the front pack of the field. Cody King, last time by, over Mitch Keeter. Five-tenths of a second, the gap between those two. Another half a second back to Ragsdale. That 4-car breakaway becomes a 3-car breakaway as Smith starts to lose touch with with your podium drivers. 15 down, 5 to go in your first feature event of the night. At time by Keeter just a tad faster than Cody King. Like we said, getting to him's one thing, passing him may be another. 4 laps to go. Dalton Ragsdale right there. If those two get together, King in a bobble. Here comes Keeter. 2 corners down the backstretch. King going to drift up the racetrack. Keeter going to hug right around the Ute-Tex. 3 laps remaining. The McClarty Daniel Buick GMC Beamont feature event here in First Blood. Cody King got the early jump. He's led the first 18 laps of this one. Can he hold on for 2 more? Keeter with another good run down the backstretch. To get up out of the groove a little bit, lap traffic may come into play. White flag away this time by. Final lap in your Beamont feature event. That's Laco in front of him. King has to take evasive action. Keeter may have a chance. Down the back straightaway. Cody King will step to the outside. Will he jump the cushion? Here comes Keeter at the line. Cody King will win your Beamont feature event. Second will go to Keeter. Third will go to Ragsdale. 4th to Smith. 5th to Fry. 6th to Thompson. 7th to Potter. 8th to Shoemaker. 9th to Kenson Martin. And 10th to Kevin Wasserman. How about your top 3 of your Beamont feature event? Coming home in the 3rd spot from 11th, it's the 22D of Dalton Ragsdale. Coming home second from the 5th position, it's Mitch Keeter leading all 20 laps of that one. Picking up the $526 payday of your McClarty Daniel Buick GMC Beamont feature event. How about over the 510? It's Cody King. In turns 3 and 4, First Blood at Arrowhead Speedway is underway. And it turns 1 and 2. Dillard jumps out of the lead. Here comes the 56 of Tony Jackson Jr. Little bumper cars going back to the pack. Joe Gotze, a little 2 for 1 in turns 3 and 4. He's getting around the 5 of Mitchell, the 122 Pataka. 1 lap complete, 29 to go. Dillard has the early edge. Whitwell runs second. Jackson third. Stuckey holding off Chandler Petty for the 4th spot. We got 1 up in smoke. That's the 122. He pulls to the infield. We stay green. 2 down, 28 to go in this one. 9/10 of a second lead for Dillard. Lap traffic will come into play in a hurry in this one. Still running 11-second laps. We are still under the track record entering tonight. Hey, Dillard going to look to go around the outside of the V3X. He will. Methvin will call tonight. They're going to pull it to the infield. Hey, Dillard. Lightning fast Arrowhead Speedway, and he's going to stretch his advantage out to 1.1 seconds. Dillard looks to the inside of the 30X down the back straightaway. No harm, no foul. Lap car now between your top 2. Whitwell back there in the 2nd spot. Prime time. Tony Jackson Jr. runs 3rd. Stuckey 4th. Chandler Petty back there in the 5th position. Hey, Dillard is caught in lap traffic. Whitwell has cleared the lap car. So has Jackson. Things are about to turn up. Out of turn number 4. Where does Dillard go? Doug Tire right there in front of him. Dillard steps to the outside. He'll get around the 4D. Sets his sights on the 41 of Matt Minzy down the backstretch. Takes the spot away from him as well. 2 lap cars now between your top 2. R.C. Whitwell, he's stuck behind Ty. 7 laps complete. 23 to go. Dillard going to take the move to the outside of the 21 of Will Hyde. Looks the inside slider inbound on Parmalee. K. Dillard wasting no time at all. He's going to put 4 lap cars between him and Whitwell. Whitwell has nowhere to go. He'll get to the back of the 41 of Mincy. Mincy goes around in turn number 2. That'll be our first caution flag of the night. Oh my, 8 laps in the books, 22 to go. Our first caution of this feature event. And R.C. Whitwell was trapped in lap traffic. K. Dillard had no idea. He had 4 lap cars between him and the 7. But all of that disappears. We're going to restart this one with 22 laps to go. So let's reset your field. K. Dillard was your pole sitter. He's your leader. R.C. Whitwell started 2nd, runs 2nd. Jackson started 3rd, runs 3rd. Clay Stuckey back in the 4th spot, started in 4th. Chandler Petty runs 5th, started there. Tyler Wolf sits in the 6th spot. One heat race number 1 start on the pole. He'll bring us back to green. Who's going to capture the first payday of the year? Good restart for Tony Jackson. He's going to drift up the racetrack. Here comes Whitwell around the bottom and slides up in front of the 56 of Jackson. Jackson slider inbound 3 and 4. Gets up on his roof. Big flip in turn number 4. Red flag on the speedway. Tony Jackson Jr. Big rollover in turn number 4. That'll bring out the red flag. All right, word from officials. Driver is okay. Tony Jackson Jr. goes for a wild ride in turn number 4. Driver is okay. For the next 22 laps, we'll fire off turns 3 and 4. Back underway. First blood here at Arrowhead Speedway. Another good restart there for Dillard as Whitwell going to bobble on the top side. He's got to run down the back straightaway. RC Whitwell keeping pace with Dillard on the restart. Here comes Chandler Petty showing the nose of the 15 of Clay Stuckey. Little beating and banging going on back through the pack. 21 laps remain. Wolf and Petty go side by side. Tyler Wolf opens the door, then shuts it on the 47. Here comes Wolf for the 3rd spot. T-Dub on the move right now, the Fayetteville, Arkansas driver. And the Lobo Racing ARMI 4W. Now we're 3 wide back there for 3rd. That's Stuckey on the outside. Wolf in the middle. And Petty momentarily on the bottom. 11 laps complete, 19 to go. Mitchell and Krigler go side by side. Collins able to gain a couple positions from that last restart. Got one around in turn number 2, and there goes the 4W, Tyler Wolf. Doug Ty goes around, Minzy gets caught up in it, and Tyler Wolf will bring out the caution flag. Not sure what happened there. We were watching back through the pack, nearly 3 wide. 19 to go, back underway at the Arrowhead Speedway. And it turns 1 and 2. Whitlow going to jump up the racetrack. Here comes Stuckey for the 2nd spot. Collins going to jump the cushion. He'll lose wholesale positions down the backstretch. Clay Stuckey trying to get that Longhorn by Stuckey under control as he sits in the 3rd spot, but going to be under attack from the 47 of Chandler Petty. RC Whitwell bobbled out of turn number 2. Stuckey looks to the inside. Battle for the 2nd position. Stuckey came up 1 position short of the win back in July of 2025 to Moyer. Needed just a couple more laps. Right now, Cade Dillard says, boys, I'm checking out. 1.5 second advantage last time by. Next time we'll be halfway. Cade Dillard now out to a 1.8 second lead over Whitwell. Back through the pack. John Mitchell back into the 6th position. Wolf has already made his way back up to 7th after the caution. Krigler sets 8. Krigler sets 9th. And Parmalee sets 10th. Halfway through. 15 down, 15 to go. That time by Whitwell just a tad faster than Dillard. Now a 1.7 second difference between your top 2. Dillard jumps the cushion again in 3 and 4. Here comes RC Whitwell. Slow car up the racetrack. That's the 30X. He's going to stay on the speedway out of the racing groove. Let's see if we stay green. And caution light will come on. Caution flag will fly. With 17 laps complete, the 30X of Larry Brady will bring out the caution flag. Slow out of turn number 2. Couldn't get it off the racing surface. And first 17, he's got 13 more for a $5,000 payday. We're back underway here at Arrowhead. Not a good restart for Chandler Petty. Joe Gotze closes right back on the back bump of the 47. Here comes Tyler Wolf around the outside. John Mitchell will take 5th away from Gotze. He's stuck at the bottom of the speedway. Wolf drives it in deep. Little right rear, hey, how you doing? Keep it moving to Gotze. And Tyler Wolf making no friends on his way back to the front, but he is on the move. Gotze out to the outside of John Mitchell for 5th. Mitchell drifts up the racetrack. Wolf going to look to the outside. Top 4 single file, but Tyler Wolf, the man on the move at the line. Still Mitchell back there in 5th. Tyler Wolf giving her all she's got on the top side. 10 to go this time by. Tyler Wolf will take over the 5th spot from Catman John Mitchell. Tyler Wolf needs a couple cautions. He may have something for your leaders. Cade Dillard, though, 1.9 second advantage now over Whitwell as we come around to 9 laps to go. Chandler Petty going to jump the cushion. Here comes Mitchell as he got back around Wolf a few laps ago. And John Mitchell looking for the 4th spot. Rolling around the bottom of the speedway. Dillard trying to hit his marks. Lap traffic sits in front of him a couple laps away. Whitwell, that time 0.3 of a second faster than Dillard. 1.7 second advantage for the 97. Coming around to 7 laps to go in this one. Wilhite and Hawkins will be the first lap cars for your leader. They are racing for position back there in 11th and 12th. Lead back out to over 2 seconds, 2.1 that time by. Wilhite nearly grabs the Ute tire. And Dillard, does he push the pace and try to stretch his advantage over Whitwell that time? 1.9 seconds. Dillard doesn't have to push the issue right now, but a lightning fast racing surface. How is he going to get by the both of them? Now they've single filed out a little bit. Hawkins continues to roll the top side. Wilhite around the bottom. It's Tyler Wolf starting to slide in that 4W machine. He's back to 6th, 7th, now 8th. Dillard is caught. Wilhite, oh my, had to get on the binders hard. Dillard will put a lap car between him and Whitwell. The lead still sits at 2.3 seconds. Dillard looks to the inside of Hawkins. They nearly make contact. 3 laps to go this time by. Dillard around the bottom. Nearly grabs the U-tire. How's he going to get by Hawkins? To the inside, 1 and 2. Whitwell still seeing that lead down to 2.6 seconds. It's growing for Dillard, even in lap traffic. 1 off the pace, that's Gotze, and that'll bring out the caution flag with 4 laps to go as Cade Dillard caught heavy lap traffic. Joe Gotze, who was running in the top 5 just a little bit ago, will pull it to the infield for Scott Krigler, now up to 5th. Dillard will fire off in turns 3 and 4. We're back underway. We're going to go back to the bottom in turns 1 and 2. Push up the racetrack. Dillard can open up the gap down to back straightaway 4, 5. Carlin as Krigler jumps the cushion. That's going to cost him several positions. As 3 laps remain. It's a battle of the Kriglers back there for the 10th position. Sawyer and Scott. There's Cade Dillard. Come around to complete lap number 28. 2 laps to go. First blood here at the Arrowhead Speedway. We'll talk to your winner in victory lane. R.C. Whitwell watching the 97 pull away. 1.2 second advantage last time by. White flag in the air. Final lap around. First blood here at Arrowhead. He started with quick time 1 as he raced. Start on the pole. He'll lead all 30 laps here tonight. He will draw first blood. Cade Dillard will win at the Arrowhead Speedway. Second goes to Whitwell. 3rd to Stuckey. 4th to Mitchell. 5th to Wolf. 6th to Parmalee. 7th to Krigler. 8th to Krigler. 9th to Hawkins. And 10th to Chris Wilhite. And your All-American Outlaw Modified Series feature event is underway at First Blood. And it turns 1 and 2. Keith Hammond going to use the outside. Got 1 up and over hard in turn number 2. That's going to be Harney. And we will go into red flag conditions. It looks like the driver is okay after a rollover there in turn number 2. I believe that's the 47X of Josh Harney. Going up and over. Second flip here of the night. Going green in turns 3 and 4. 25 laps the distance. Christian will fire off. We're underway here at Arrowhead. Another good start for the 58X. Here comes Hammond around the outside. Christian closes the door on him. Here comes Spalding down the inside. Down to back straight for the second spot. A pair of 29s will duke it out. Debris off the 29 of Hammond. Up to the top of the racetrack in turn 3 and 4. Turn number 3, and we stay green. Up out of the racing groove, Christian continues to lead. Spalding will take the second spot away from Hammond. 4th is Hollingsworth. 5th is Gimmel. As they run, Russell to the inside of Dimmitt for the 6th position. 2 laps in the books. 23 to go. It's Gary Christian looking to start the new year off right. 0.6 of a second lead over Spalding. Spalding staying right there with him, if not gaining. That time by 0.5 of a second now. 10th faster for the 29. Jared Russell trying to march his way into the top 5. He'll look to the inside of Brendan Gimmel for the 5th position. He'll take it away in turn number 4. And here comes Chris Spalding for the lead. Another 10th of a second off the top spot. Gary Christian trying to hold off the 29 of Spalding as he'll drift up the racetrack. Spalding oh so good at staying around the inside of the speedway. Really gaining ground on Gary Christian. Christian towed the left front down the back straightaway. Going to go on tour once again this year with the USMTS. He's going to deal with lap traffic in front of him. That's the 34 in McCanfield. That time by Christian stretches the advantage out to 0.7 of a second. He was 0.3 of a second faster than 29 Spalding. Hammett runs third. Hollingsworth runs fourth, but here comes Jared Russell. They make contact. Russell to the inside and 3 and 4. They get together. They do not, as Hollingsworth tries to cross him back over. But Jared Russell on the move. He's up to fourth. Christian looks to the outside of Spangler, trying to put him a lap down. They make contact, and here comes Spalding. Spangler going to move to the inside of the speedway. No harm, no foul for your leader. Now contact with Spalding. Spalding able to stay clear of the 94 as Hammett runs back in the third position. Jared Russell fourth. Hollingsworth completes your top five. Not down. 16 laps to go. Christian now looking on the inside of J.C. Mattingly. Try to put him a lap down. Mattingly up the racetrack. And Christian puts a lap car between him and Spalding. Gary Christian will now go to work on the 7C of Joshua Christian. I'd add another lap car between him and second place driver Chris Spalding, and he will. Now the lead out to 1.3 seconds. 2 lap cars in between. Jared Russell now moves the third spot around the 29 of Hammett. Caution flag will fly as one off the pace and debris on the front stretch. 94 Spangler off the pace. And I think the reason why will be very apparent over here in turn number 1. See the damage to the right rear quarter panel of Spangler. So 11 laps complete, 14 laps to go. First blood at Arrowhead Speedway is back underway. Good restart that time for Spalding, but Russell going to step to the outside. He's got another run down the back straightaway. Jared Russell from 14th looking for the runner-up spot. He'll take second away from Spalding, looking for the lead on turn number 4. At the line, it's Christian, but here comes Jared Russell. 14th looking for the lead, and he's got it. Down the back straightaway, side by side, Gary Christian, Jared Russell, and new leader on lap number 14, it's Jared Russell. 14 laps, 13 positions gained for the 4R. Joey Vaughn going to pull to the infield. His night is over. We stay green. Gary Christian has got to figure out what just hit him. He led the first 13 laps of this one, and now watching the 4R of Jared Russell pull away. Half a second between your top two. Keith Hammett runs third. Gimmel runs fourth. Ty Hollingsworth completes your top 5. Spalding on a slide. Here comes Court Morgan. Morgan started 19th. We got 2 around in turn number 2. Now to bring out the caution flag as Spangler and Christian go around in turn number 2. And how about it, race fans? The 4R of Jared Russell from 14th to the lead in 13 laps here at the Arrowhead Speedway. Set the pace in turns 3 and 4. And we're back underway with 10 to go. Good restart there for Christian. He'll show the nose to Russell in 1 and 2. Russell going to stay oh so smooth around the outside. Christian staying right there with him. About 2 car lengths separate them. And it turns 3 and 4. Russell back to the outside. Christian around the bottom. And Russell going to open up a 0.3 of a second lead over Christian. Back there in third. Spalding back into the top 5. He gets around Hollingsworth. Gary Christian, can he get back to him? No, he's going to nearly loop in turn 4. He will. And your early race leader will bring out the caution flag. He goes around in turn number 4. With 16 laps complete, your pole setter pedaling hard, trying to track down the 4R. He goes around in turn number 4 from 14th to the lead. The fire off turns 3 and 4. We're back underway at First Blood at Arrowhead. Into 1 and 2. Hammett gets sideways. He gets his feet back under him. He's going to lose 2 spots. Here comes Hollingsworth for the 4th position. Hammett going to try to hold him off. Court Morgan back on the move. He's inside the top 10 after starting 19th. 8 laps to go. Jared Russell, an 0.8 of a second lead over Gimmel. Down the back straightaway. Continues to stretch it out. He was one of the first drivers to really step to the outside of the speedway. Can he pick up a $2,600 payday? The lead, 1.1 second now for Jared Russell. Spalding right around the inside of the speedway, trying to catch the G3 of Gimmel. Hammett runs fourth, Hollingsworth 5th. The 32 of Ryan Murphy is up to the 6th spot. He came from deep in the field. Russell bobbled there. The lead still 1.2 seconds as he heads down the back straightaway. 5 laps to go. We got 2 around in turn number 2. That's the 1T of Taylor and the 0 of Court Morgan. And with 18 laps complete, that'll bring out the caution flag once again. As the 1T of Ryan Taylor and the 0 of Court Morgan go around turn number 2. We were just singing the praises of Morgan. He started back in 19th. He was inside the top 10, flirting with the top 5 there for a little while, and you see the damage to the front end of the 0. Russell fires back up. Green flag waves. We're back underway. Not a good restart for Hammond. He's got company. Here comes Hollingsworth. Here comes Murphy. As Hammond drifts way up the racetrack. 3 wide back there for the 4th spot. Hollingsworth thinks better of it. He falls back into line. Says, boys, it's too early in the season for that. As Gimbel's now got that G3 rolling. Here comes Spalding. He's got his legs back under him. Coming around 21 laps in the books. No checkered flag will wave. And that's it. Jared Russell picks up the win. Gimbel will come home 2nd. Spalding 3rd. Murphy 4th. And Hollingsworth completes the top. The race comes to an end, and Jared Russell will pick up the victory. Coming from 14th to the win, $2,600 richer. Gimbel will come home 2nd, Spalding 3rd, Murphy 4th, Hammett 5th, Hollingsworth 6th, Dimmitt 7th. Gary Christian drives his way back up to 8th, Chris Lewis 9th, and J.C. Mattingly completes the top 10. $226 on the line. Beck will fire off. War underway. And it turns 1 and 2. Stevens going to have the bot on the outside. They go side by side down the backstretch. Here comes Hornbeck and Rathbone side by side back there for the 3rd spot. Stevens going to try to use the cushion, and he will to lead lap number 1. Beck 2nd, Rathbone 3rd, and Hornbeck in 4th with Thrash completing your top 5. 4-car breakaway out front. Kyle Stevens looking to run away and hide in this one. Side by side for the 2nd spot. It's Beck on the bottom. Rathbone up top. At the line this time, it'll be caution. Caution on the speedway. Got 2 around turn number 2. That's going to be Hanson, the 21H, I believe. And that looks to be the 6th star of Carson Williams. 13 cars still remain on the speedway. We started with 15. We're back to green with 14 to go. And it turns 1 and 2. Stevens goes back to the top shelf. Beck going to drift at the racetrack. Opens the door for the 2D. Down the back straightaway. Here comes Hornbeck for the 2nd spot. 3 wide. Beck the meat in the sandwich with Rathbone on the outside. Beck drifts up the racetrack. Pushes Rathbone back to 4th. And Hornbeck will take over the 2nd position for the time being. 2 laps in the books. 13 to go. Kyle Stevens looking to run away from the rest of the field. Last time by already a 2nd advantage over Hornbeck. Here comes Rathbone back to the inside of Beck. See if he returns the favor. Beck pushed him up the speedway a couple laps ago. Cost him from 2nd to 4th. Jess Thrash maintains the 5th spot. Right there behind him is Scotty Carter and James Reedus. In a battle for the 6th spot. Kyle Stevens now lead out to 1.7 seconds. Hornbeck is pulled away from Rathbone and Beck. That's a good battle on the speedway for the 3rd spot. Rathbone to the inside. Beck going to bobble up the speedway, get in the rough and tumbles as the 0 and the 4 make contact. That's Reedus and Thrash for the 5th position. And at the line, give it to Reedus. Here comes Scotty Carter in the mix. 3 cars duke it out for the 5th spot. Kyle Stevens already building that lead out to over 2 seconds now. 1.9. Last time by for the 8 in. Hornbeck back in 2nd. Rathbone now clear of Beck in 3rd. Best battle on the speedways, the 1C of Scotty Carter and the 4 of Jess Thrash. Come around to halfway, 8 laps complete this time by 7 laps to go. Beck and Rathbone still not done. Beck drives in deep on the bottom of the speedway. Rathbone holds his own on the outside, maintains 3rd. He sets his sights on the 2D of Hornbeck. And Beck pushes way up the racetrack, nearly got on the back bumper of the 22D that time. Lead now out to 2.8 seconds. Last time by, Stevens 0.3 of a second faster than the 2D. He's going to be approaching lap traffic here in just a few moments. 5 laps to go in your Pure Stock main event. Got one slow down the backstretch. That's going to be the 79 of Derek Lamp. Leader gets by with no problem. See if we can stay green. Hornbeck's clear. Rathbone's clear. Beck is clear. Can he make the right-hand turn? He will. 4 laps to go. Your leaders put a lap car in 3.4 seconds between him and Michael Hornbeck. Colby Rathbone, he's looking for the second spot. He's close within a car length and a half on Hornbeck. Beck sits back and forth. Reedus in 5th. Coming around 2 sticks near 2 laps remain in tonight's feature event in your Pure Stock division. Everyone single filed on out as Hornbeck is pulled away from Rathbone. The white flag away. Final lap around for your Pure Stocks. Down the back straightaway and through turns 3 and 4. He took the lead on lap number 1. He'll lead them all. Kyle Stevens wins your Pure Stock main event. Second will go to Michael Hornbeck. Third will go to Colby Rathbone. Fourth will go to Mason Beck. And James Reedus will complete your top 5. Scotty Carter will come home 6. Jess Thrash in 7. Zach Hansen will come home 8. And that will do it. So, your top 3 in your Pure Stock main event coming home in the 3rd spot. That's the 22R of Colby Rathbone. Second, the 2D of Michael Hornbeck. And your winner, $226 richer, is the 8N of Kyle Stevens. Caution line is Uncle Green this time by. As Swigert and Gamble will bring us to green, we're underway. 15 laps the distance for your America's Car-Mart Sooner feature event. And it turns 1 and 2. Swigert on the bottom, Gamble up top. They go side by side down the backstretch. Gamble with a head of steam. Here comes the 15X of John Gamble. 8 wins 1 season ago in the Tuner division, but give lap number 1 to Austin Gamble. Campbell trying to run away and hide for the 15X of Campbell. He'll get around Swigert now for the 2nd spot. Looks like 23 of the 27 made the call for the feature event. Got a little bit of a pileup over here in turn number 2. Everybody stays rolling, and we stay green. 2-car breakaway out front. Austin Gamble, 4/10 of a second lead. That time on Campbell. Here comes John Campbell on the bottom of the speedway. Side by side for the lead. Campbell looks to the inside of Gamble for the top spot. They'll bang doors and give lap number 3 to John Campbell at the line by 1/1000th of a second. Campbell right around the bottom. Gamble gets sideways on the top side. He's going to have another run down the back straightaway. The 7 looking to drive his way back to the front after Campbell took the lead last time by. Gamble crossover move at the line. Still Campbell. That time 52/1000ths of a second as lap traffic coming into play. Gamble sideways in 1 and 2. Down the back stretch. And Water race behind him as well as Swigert's got company in Brownlee. And Racer Costello are watching the battle for the lead. Lap traffic coming into play. Campbell makes contact with O'Hara. Here comes Gamble now for the lead. There's about a 10-car gaggle of cars back there from 2nd to 12, or from 3rd to 12. As Gamble looking for the lead now on Campbell for the top spot. Gamble all over the back bumper of Campbell as they enter lap traffic again. Campbell chose the bottom. They're 3 wide in front of him. Gamble going to cross him over. We're side by side with 3 lap cars in the middle. Gamble going to make it 4 wide with the lap cars. Here comes Campbell down the 15X. Austin Gamble, the bold move around the outside at the line will be enough to take the lead. And he will not. Campbell by 9/1000ths of a second. Now Gamble stuck behind the lap cars. And the 15X back to the top spot. Going to put a little distance between him and the 7. And maybe problems for Austin Gamble. You see smoke pouring from the 7 machine, a tire rub, or maybe something worse for the 7 as he is off the pace. Just past halfway, 8 down, 7 to go. Gamble holding on for dear life. He'll lose the 2nd spot. The 3rd spot, it's a pair of Brownlee. Sean and Connor now into a podium position. They're bringing Racer Costello with them. There is mayhem all over the speedway. John Campbell been the best so far, making his way through it. They put a couple more lap cars between him and the 41S of Sean Brownlee. As Gamble, last time I was in 5th, but he's going to come to a slow roll down the back straightaway. pull it to the infield, and his night is over. 5 laps to go in your tuner feature event, and they are all over this speedway. The tuners most consistently side by side of any division so far. No Campbell, your leader over in turn number 2. Sean Brownlee in the purple 41 over in turn 2 now with Connor Brownlee behind him. Racer Costello caught in lap traffic back there in 4th with Steven Styler to his inside. That's your top 5. Styler going to make a little contact with Costello. Use lap traffic as a pick, and Styler will now go to the 4th position. As now your second place driver, Sean Brownlee's pulled to the infield. His night's over. We stay green with 2 to go. So Connor Brownlee will now move to 2nd as the caution flag will fly, and there's the 41S of Sean Brownlee, the 41 of Connor Brownlee. And that might be both of your 2nd and 3rd place drivers out of this one. You see the hood up on the 41S machine. And from battling for 4th, he'll go to the 2nd spot. Steven Styler in the 88. Racer Costello will now be 3rd. Jordan Goddard and Peyton Gardner complete your top 5. 3-lap dash to settle this one. America's Car-Mart Tuner feature event. Back to green. Campbell will take us back down the back straightaway. Here comes the 14 machine of Tiva Tiller in the 14K. He's trying to march his way into the top 5. So Campbell will lead. Brownlee behind him. And they nearly make contact. Another Brownlee off the pace on the infield. We stay green. White flag will wave. The checkered flag wave next time by. Campbell will pick up the tuner feature win. Brownlee 2nd, Brownlee 3rd, Styler and Tiva Tiller from the rear to 5th. There it's Costello, Goddard in there, Jones. Oh my. America's Car-Mart Tuners put on a dandy, but picking up the feature win will be your defending champion from 1 year ago, John Campbell, starting 2026 with a victory here at First Blood, the Arrowhead Speedway. Field looks good. We'll go green this time by Via. We'll pull the trigger. We're underway in your Interceptor main event. Colton Eubanks already gaining a handful of spots. We're 3 wide in turns 1 and 2. Eubanks gets a little sideways. Here comes the 8C of Copeland. Of Justin Pryor is outside of Via. Going to show the way on lap number 1. Got one off the pace. That's the X of Justin Swamfer. He's going to pull to the infield. His night is over. Side by side for the 3rd spot. That's Pryor and 67 of Phipps, who was your outside pole setter. Here comes the 4 of Jess Thrash, making the switch on over from the Pierce stock. Runs back, completing the top 5. Eubanks going to bobble. Here comes Pryor for the 2nd spot. Look down the back stretch, take that position away, and Phipps going to follow right in his footsteps as Eubanks problems in the 5E machine. As mechanical woes for the 5E. Flat right front tire, it looks like for sure on the 5E. It's William Avia picking him up, setting him down out front in the 7. Via now looking to put a lap car between him and the 8C of Pryor. Pryor nearly a whole straightaway back in the 2nd spot. Phipps 3rd. That's the 3J of Brandon Bishop now to the 4th spot. As he'll look to the inside of Phipps. Completing the top 5 is the 4 of Jess Thrash. Pryor going to get around the 66 machine of Hunter Pryor. And now no lap cars set between him and the 7 of William Avia. still nearly just over a straightaway advantage for your leader. Leah now going to get by the X of Swaffer. Had some mechanical woes at the beginning of this one. So your leader exits turn number 2. Pryor just now entering turn number 1. Leah right where he left off last year in the Interceptor division. 11 victories on his way to a track championship. It's via Justin Pryor, Brandon Bishop, Chris Phipps, and Jess Thrash completing your top 5. Leader approaching some heavy lap traffic down the backstretch. Going to try to go 2 for 1. He will, but no problem with the 66. Driving in deep. Make contact with him. Avia somehow gets out of that one with no harm. And continues to show the way as the white flag will wave this time by. That was the 66 and the 8S getting together of Snowbarger and Hunter Pryor. Avia will be the first to see the white flag, as he is now lapped up to the 5th position. There's the 4, Jess Thrash in that spot. Through turns 3 and 4, 8 wins, or 11 wins last year, 1 win already in 2026. William Avia will get the victory. Second place will now cross line, Justin Pryor in the 8C, Brandon Bishop 3rd, Chris Phipps 4th, and the 4 of Jess Thrash completes the top 5. So your top 3 in your Interceptor feature event coming home in the 3rd spot. That's the 3J of Brandon Bishop. Coming home 2nd, the AC of Justin Pryor. And left that one with no doubt. That's the 7 of William Avia, your feature winner of the Interceptors. Going green this time by good start side by side in turns 1 and 2. We're going to have the edge on the outside. Beard will slide to 2nd. Here comes Molenberg. And Molenberg 3rd and 4th. McIntyre's got company. Here comes Jerry Brown to the inside for the 5th spot. And lap number 1. Will we get it in? Yes, we will. Clayton Ward leads. Jordan Beard now's got his feet back under him. He's going to set his sights on Ward and McIntyre. All sorts of issues. Rolled off from the 5th starting spot. Right now battling just to stay in the top 10. Pushes way up the racetrack as the 77 will go side by side with him for the 9th spot. There's the 23 in of Kenny Nutter off the pace in turn number 2. He gets back rolling, but looks like Lonnie Duncan nowhere to go. Lonnie Cox, excuse me. And we stay green. Oh no, your leader up in smoke down the backstretch. That'll be the 53 of Clayton Ward. Makes the right-hand turn off the speedway. Big puff of smoke. And catastrophe for your race leader, as Beard will have control of the field. We're back underway in your Complex Technologies Midwest Modified Feature event. Steve and Blake Mullenberg go side by side for the 2nd spot. Blake drifts up the racetrack. Steve going to fall all the way back to 5th. Jerry Brown on the move in the 221. He'll get in hot there in 3 and 4. They'll get bunched up a little bit. We stay clean and green. A little bumper car action. And a little more than that, we are hooked together. That's Brown and the 74 of Powery. That will cut the tire of the 221 and likely bring an end to his night. Just an accordion effect there as Brown got in a little hot there in 3 and 4. Got in the left rear quarter panel of the 39 of Blake Mullenberg. Powery coming in with a head of steam as well. And the front end goes right up over the left rear tire of Brown. Aaron Mullenberg's behind him. He'll step back on the throttle, and we're back underway. And it turns 1 and 2. Blake Mullenberg going to slide in front of Steve. Here comes the 77 of Dawson as well as the 99 of Cater. They start a little bit deeper in the field, and this one, Cater going to jump the cushion. Here comes the 77. Ralphie Duncan will take the fifth spot for the time, or the fourth spot for the time being. Cater back around the outside. As one nearly up and over there. That was the 74 of Jaron Powery. And a battle of attrition as 7 cars remain on the speedway. Back to green flag action. Down the back straightaway, it's Beard, Mullenberg, Cater, and the 77 of Duncan. Beard going to try to open up the gap over Blake Mullenberg. Last time by 0.7 of a second. This time by out to 1 second. Good battle back there for the 5th position. That's Duncan and the 9X of Jared McIntyre on an early slide in this one. As John finally got back rolling, that 9X. He looks for 5th from Duncan. He'll have it. As now Steve Mullenberg under fire from the 99 of Jordan Cater. Cater had some troubles in his heat race. He's really got things figured out here in the feature event. As we come around to complete lap number 8, nearly contact there between Cater and Mullenberg. Cater going to step to the outside in 1 and 2. Mullenberg stays right around the inside, try to go for a crossover move. And the 77 of Duncan goes around. Can he get it refired? He will not. Now to bring out the caution flag with 9 laps in the books. Blake Mullenberg looking for a good restart here. Right up in the back bumper of Jordan Beard on the restart, and we're back underway. Cater still trying to figure out a way around Steve Mullenberg for the 3rd spot. As Jordan Beard, great restart for him. Aaron Mullenberg's duking out for the 2nd position. Steve had to get on the binders there a little bit, got in a little hot on the back bumper of Blake. Cater still trying to make the middle of the speedway work as McIntyre runs in the 5th spot. Duncan back to 6th as he's got his way around Lonnie Cox in 322. Duncan going to call a 90, pulls to the infield. We stay green. It was a handful of laps remaining in this one. Now one around over in turn number 3. That's the 99 of Cater. Hooked a Ute tire and around he went. Brings out the caution flag. Here we go. Back to green flag action in your Complex Technologies Midwest Modifieds. Blake Mullenberg can open the door for Steve down the back straightaway. Thinks about taking the chance. Here comes McIntyre around the outside. McIntyre, a little bit something to say. Here's the white flag waves. He'll take 3rd away from Mullenberg. Mullenberg going to get it right back in turns 1 and 2. Down the back straightaway through turns 3 and 4 for the final time. Jordan Beard will get the win. 2nd will go to Blake Mullenberg. 3rd to Steve Mullenberg. 4th to McIntyre. 5th to Cater. And 6th to Lonnie Cox. So your top 3 in your Midwest Modified feature event. Coming home in the 3rd spot will be the 33 of Steve Mullenberg. 2nd, the 39 of Blake Mullenberg. And your winner in the 2J, it's Jordan Beard. And your stock car main event is underway. Not a good start for Keever. He's already back to the 4th spot. As Long made his way up to 2nd. Metcalf leads down the back straightaway. Nearhead right there, looking to the inside of Keever for the 3rd position. Here comes Roy Long to the inside of Metcalf. A pair of 17s out front on lap number 1. Beating a man going on through the pack. We stay green down the back straightaway side by side for the lead. That's Roy Long to the inside of Metcalf. New leader in lap number 2. No, sir. Still Metcalf. Airhead looks to the inside of Keeper for the 3rd spot. Completing the top 5 is Gene Parvin, the 31. Roy Long not going away. A thorn in the side of Jeff Metcalf. 3 laps complete. 12 laps to go in your stock car feature event. Metcalf now getting a little bit of breathing room. A 3-car tussle for the second spot. As Keever's got his feet back under him after a terrible start for your pole setter. Trying to find his way around Roy Long with 4 in the books, 11 to go. And the 92, the 13L will pull to the infield. That'll be the end of the night for Hank Long and for Kyle Davis. Top 5 single file right now. Walsh back in 6th. Smith going to go side by side with Holman for the 7th spot. You need to click off laps approaching halfway as Murdoch and the 144 of Cashton Denton back there for position. Right around the top 10. Walsh has got company. Here comes Smith to his inside down the backstretch. Give Kyle Smith the spot. Or AJ Smith, excuse me. Oh, got one up and over in turn number 4. Big flip as he got the inside Ute tire, and red flag on the speedway. Got low in 3 and 4, hooked the inside berm, and the Ute tire went up and over, and we'll wait for officials. All right, word from officials. Driver is okay after a wild flip over in turn number 4. Caught the inside berm. And Gene Parvin will bring us back to green in your stock car feature event. They'll fire off. We're back underway. Good restart there for Metcalf. Here comes Keever on the outside. Going to be followed by the 22M of Muirhead. Parvin's got company. Here comes AJ Smith. Keever going to drift way up the racetrack. So does the 31 of Parvin, and Smith goes 2 for 1 down the front stretch, but to no avail as the caution flag flies. Got one around turn number 2. Ute tire once again sent for a little bit of a ride. That is the 853 of Ty Hollingsworth. Back to green flag action. Your final feature of the night. Metcalf's got company. Here comes Roy Long. Take a peek to his inside. Continues to show the way with just a couple laps remaining in this one. Long down the back straightaway. Pulled to the left rear quarter panel of Metcalf, but nothing happening just yet for the Stillwell, Oklahoma driver. Metcalf drifts up the racetrack. Long does as well. Staying clean and green half of the restart. Muirhead back there in the 3rd spot. Smith 4th. Keever runs in 5th. Marvin 6th. Holman 7th. Denton 8th. As Jeff Metcalf. 6 victories, 1 season to go on his way to a track championship. Looking to start 2026 with another win here at the Arrowhead Speedway. Long might have found something that time on the outside. He's going to try a little bit different line here in 1 and 2. Jumps the cushion though. And here comes Muirhead for the 2nd spot. As we got 2 around in turn number 4. That's going to be Hollingsworth once again involved. Holman pulls to the infield. His night is done. And likely going to need a little help. Car stopped over in turn number 4, facing the opposite direction from the towers. Can't tell you who that is. Metcalf trying to pick up the $526 payday. Brings us back to green. We're back underway. Good restart once again for the 17M of Jeff Metcalf. Troy Long going to try the bottom in turns 1 and 2. Drift up the racetrack. Metcalf will pull him about 2 car lengths into turn number 3. White flag will wave. This time by final lap around. Does Long have anything for him? He's got 4 corners to get there. He'll drive to the inside at 1 and 2. Metcalf misses his line. Side by side, down the back straightaway. Your stock car main event. Final lap of first blood. Caution flag will fly. Mike Key for the 2K will bring out the caution flag down the back straightaway. Metcalf will set the pace, fire off turns 3 and 4. Green and white together, 1 lap dash. Your stock car main event. Metcalf hits his marks in 1 and 2. Long's going to have one more chance at it. Going to have to make up nearly 3 car lengths. Long and driving in deep on the outside. Metcalf around the bottom. Long letting her all hang out, but Jeff Metcalf will pick up the win. Long second, Muirhead third, Smith fourth, Parvin fifth. Has got cars all over the place at the finish. So your top 3 in your final feature event of the night, coming home in the 3rd spot with the 22M of Gregory Muirhead, second the 17 of Roy Long, and your winner on the 17M of Jeff Metcalf.